Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are diving into a massive structural shift happening right now in Taiwan's higher education landscape. Our specific goal here is to compare the 4-year change rates across various university majors. We're looking at a profound transformation driven by industry evolutions and declining birth rates. And this isn't just about what students want to study anymore, it's a real-time map of exactly where future talent is flowing. Here's how we're going to break this down. First, the higher education shift. Second, our data methodology. Then we'll cascade through the rankings. The top 20 rising majors, ranks 21 to 42, and ranks 43 to 62. Finally, we'll wrap up with some strategic market insights.
All right, part 1, the higher education shift.
So, the data we are analyzing today is based on the official University Major Popularity Trend Report and the Popularity Change Rate Data Summary. This represents actual determinate student choices, not just opinion surveys. We're looking at a definitive sample of 31 key universities across Taiwan. It's a near-perfect split, 45% top-tier universities and 55% mid-tier institutions. By balancing it out this way, we capture the core competitive structure of the market perfectly, without getting skewed by focusing only on the elite schools.
Moving right along to part 2, our data methodology. Before we get to the rankings, I want to briefly explain how we actually calculated these numbers. We use a unique formula to find a popularity index using a geometric mean. Basically, we take the application rate, which shows initial student interest, and we multiply it by the inverse of the admissions screening rank. That screening rank measures the actual entry competitiveness based on the General Scholastic Ability Test. Combining these two elements completely strips away the noise and gives us the true market demand for any given major. Building on that formula, we compare the 4-year average popularity of the 2023 to 2026 academic years directly against the 2019 to 2022 period. Then, we apply a weighted average based on the actual number of enrolled students for each department. This step is absolutely crucial because it eliminates any data distortions caused by really small department sizes. What we're left with is a pure, unadulterated look at market attractiveness over an 8-year span.
Okay, let's get into the actual numbers. Part 3, top 20 rising majors.
We are going to go through all 62 major categories in exact order, starting right at the top. And wow, dentistry is absolutely dominating at number 1, up an astounding 41.34%. It's trailed closely by an incredible surge in semiconductor programs at roughly 36.5%, and optoelectronics at nearly 23%. So right out of the gate, you can clearly see a massive rush toward healthcare and high-tech hardware. As we continue through the top 20, you'll hear some traditional stalwarts holding incredibly strong. Medicine, for instance, is sitting at a very healthy 17.26% growth at rank 11. But interestingly, highly strategic undeclared engineering programs are surging right alongside it, sitting at rank 14 with a 15.57% increase. Law, mechanical engineering, and psychology are also showing really solid positive momentum here. Part 4, ranks 21 to 42. Diving into the middle of the pack, rank 22 brilliantly illustrates some of the nuance in this data. Computer science is sitting at a surprisingly modest 4.39% growth. Now, given the global tech boom, you'd probably expect that to be way higher, right? Well, that's a fascinating phenomenon we're going to unpack in our insights section in just a bit. Also, notice that right around rank 30 and 31, with sports science and history, we officially crossed the threshold into negative growth territory. Moving further down the list from ranks 32 to 42, solid foundational programs are really starting to show signs of market hesitation. Fields like information management, life sciences, and architecture are seeing minor pullbacks. And by the time we hit finance and banking at rank 42, we are looking at an 8.52% decline in relative popularity. Part 5, ranks 43 to 62. In this final tier, the impacts of technological automation and shifting career valuations hit really hard. Established, traditionally popular fields are suffering double-digit declines. For example, accounting at rank 48 is down over 12%. Mass communication drops almost 14%, and political science falls by exactly 14%. It's clear that students are actively recalculating the return on investment for these specific career paths. And finally, at the very bottom of the rankings, ranks 53 to 62, we're seeing a massive retreat. Foreign languages other than English plunge nearly 31%, and English and foreign languages fall to dead last at rank 62, plummeting a massive 33.59%. We also have risk management suffering a severe 22% drop. And with that, we've successfully covered all 62 major categories in our dataset.
Let's make sense of all this. Part 6, Strategic Market Insights. Now, we are only going to cover the specific drivers mentioned in the core trend report today. If you want a much deeper dive into the broader socioeconomic reasons behind all this, definitely go back and check out our previously published explainer. So first up, let's look at the top. The explosive growth of dentistry, soaring right past traditional medicine, is driven primarily by its stronger market exclusivity. Compared to the highly demanding, high-pressure clinical environment of general medicine, dentistry offers a much clearer path to independent practice, giving students incredible long-term career autonomy.
Unsurprisingly, we're also seeing intense technological polarization. Students are actively chasing the tech dividend, flocking to semiconductors and optoelectronics. This incredible surge is directly fueled by aggressive national strategic support for these industries, coupled with the promise of highly lucrative starting salaries right out of college. But what about that computer science paradox I mentioned earlier? Overall growth for CS is only 4.39%. Why? Well, the market is experiencing what we call M-shaped talent polarization. While top-tier computer science programs are booming, mid-tier programs are actually losing students. Many applicants are terrified that mid-tier programming roles will be easily and quickly replaced by AI, so they're staying away. On the flip side, we're seeing a massive win for the concept of delayed specialization. Students are heavily favoring undeclared engineering and IT programs, which ranked 8th and 14th overall. This flexible admission model gives them the academic freedom to explore the landscape before committing to a specific track. In a fast-changing job market, that flexibility is a highly valued asset. And this perfectly illustrates the dark side of automation. We saw a devastating 33.59% drop in English and foreign languages, making it the absolute least popular trajectory in our entire dataset. This is driven directly by the rapid advancement of AI translation technology, which is causing the academic and career value of purely instrumental language skills to be heavily questioned by incoming students. Similarly, traditional business mainstays are experiencing a severe structural cooling. Fields like risk management and accounting are taking huge hits. The reason? Digital transformation is rapidly automating their foundational, routine, administrative, and quantitative tasks. It makes these once-safe bets look a whole lot riskier to high school grads. Before we wrap up, I have to remind you of an essential caveat. A drop in these rankings does absolutely not mean a university's teaching quality is bad, nor does it imply a loss of academic prestige. It simply means the student market is shifting its strategic bets elsewhere in response to macroeconomic and technological trends. So I'm going to leave you with a provocative thought to ponder. Based on the hard, unvarnished data we unpacked today, if AI and industry demands are actively rewriting the value of university degrees in real time, are you positioning your future on a fading trend or a rising tide? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.